Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Bravas Languages. Today we are reading, I think this is part 4. Part 4 of reading My Cousins, Not My Story. Just a really good book I haven't made it through the whole story. I am currently not halfway through yet, and whenever we get to the point I stopped at, we'll read on from here together, and we'll get a reaction. Okay, so we're gonna continue where we left off last time. Let's go here. Okay. Chapter 2. Aubrey. I stretch my fingers towards the slick wall of the pool. As soon as they touch, I turn and push off for the final lap. This is my favorite part of any swim meet. Water rushing over my extended limbs as I glide through it on pure momentum and adrenaline. Sometimes I resurface later than I should, which Coach Maston calls my derailer a tiny flaw in technique that can mean the difference between being a good swimmer and a great one. Usually I try to correct it, but today I stay down here forever if I could. I finally break the surface, gasp for air, and settle onto the rim of the breaststroke. My shoulders burn and my legs churn in welcome. Mindless exaggeration. Why can I not speak today? Until my fingers brush the tile again. I pull off my goggles, panting, and wipe my eyes before looking at the scoreboard. 7th out of 8, my worst finish ever for the 200 meter. 2 days ago, that result would have been devastating. But when I spy Coach Matson staring at the scoreboard with her hands on her hips, all I feel is a triumph spark of anger. Serves you right. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm never swimming for Ashland High again. I only showed up today so the team wouldn't have to forfeit. I hauled myself out of the pool and grabbed my towel from the bench. The 200 meter was my final event for the day. In the last meet of the season, normally my mother would be in the stands posting overly long videos to Facebook, and I'd be poolside getting ready to cheer for my teammates in the relay. But Mom wasn't here, and I'm not staying. I head for the empty locker room, my wet feet slapping the tiled floor, and I get my gym bag from number 74. I drop my cap and goggles into the bag and pull a t-shirt and shorts over my wet bathing suit. Then I put on my flip-flops and send a quick text. Feeling sick, meet me at the door. The relay is in full swing when I re-enter the pool area. My teammates who aren't racing are at the pool's edge, too busy cheering to notice me sulking away. My chest constricts and my eyes prick until I catch sight of Coach Mason at her usual spot next to the diving board. She's leaning forward, blonde ponytail spilling over one shoulder as she shouts at Celestia Reynolds to pick up the pace. And I'm hit with a sudden, almost irresistible urge to barrel forward and shove her straight into the pool. For a delicious reason, I let myself imagine what it would feel like. The Saturday crowd at Ashland Memorial Recreational Center would be shocked in silence, craning their necks for a better look. Is that Aubrey's story? What's got into her? No one would believe their eyes because I'm the girl least likely to cause a scene about anything, ever. I'm also a giant wimp. I keep walking. A familiar lanky figure hovers near the exit. My boyfriend Thomas is dressed in the Trailblazers jersey I bought him. His dark brown buzzed short for the summer, like always. The knot in my stomach loosens as I get closer. Thomas and I have been dating since 8th grade. We had our 4th-year anniversary last month, and collapsing against his chest is like slipping into a warm bath. Maybe a little too maybe a little too like it. You're so, Thomas says, detangling himself from my damp embrace. He looks me up and down wearily. And sick? I might have had one cold the entire time Thomas had known me. I'm weirdly germ resistant. You don't take after the stories, my father always says with a sigh. The merest hint of a virus can incapacitate us for days. It almost sounds horrible in the way he says it. Like his side of the family are a rare and delicate hot house plant or hot house flowers, while Mom and I are sturdy weeds that can thrive anywhere. The thought of my father makes my stomach tighten again. Just feeling a little off, I tell Thomas. You probably caught it from your mom. That's what I told Thomas last night when I asked him to drive me today. That my mother wasn't feeling well. I didn't tell him the real reason on the ride over this morning. Either I couldn't find the words, but as we reached his Honda, I found myself itching to spill my guts, and it's a relief when he turns to me with a concerned look. I just need him to ask, "What's wrong?" And then I can say it. You're not gonna throw up, are you? I just vacuumed the car. I tug open the passenger door, deflated. No, it's a headache. I'll be fine after I lie down for a little. He nods, obviously. I'll get you home then. Home. The last place I want to be. But I'm stuck for a few more weeks until it's time for Grove Island. Funny how something that was so weird and unwelcome at first suddenly feels like a sweet salvation. Thomas starts the engine and I pull out my phone to see either of my cousins had added to our group since this morning. She posted a summary of her travel schedule and a question. Should we all take the same ferry? When I first got my grandmother's letter, which Dad, I immediately assumed I would agree to it. No questions asked. I looked up both my cousins online. Millie was easy to find on social media. I sent a follow request on Instagram and she accepted it right away. Unlocking a timeline filled with pictures of her and her friends. They're all beautiful, especially my cousin. She's white and Japanese and looks more like a story than I do. Dark hair and slender with large excessive eyes and cheekbones to die for. I, on the other hand, take after my mom. Blonde, freckled, and athletic. The only characteristic I have in common with my elegant grandmother is the port white birthmark on my right forearm. Gran has one almost the exact size and shape as on her left hand. I have no idea what Jonah looks like. I couldn't track him down anywhere except Facebook, where his profile picture is a DNA symbol. He has 7 friends, and I'm not one of them because he still hasn't accepted my request. Jonah barely posts in our group chat except to complain. He's angrier than Millie and I was about to get sent to Grove. That was a little shorter chapter. I'm only ending it here because I Where'd it go? I'm only ending it here. Because I have a meeting to attend to, so I'm in it right there for now, but I will read some more later, and that was Reading the Cousins Part 4.